here is your quick summary of episode 579. This time it is one of the Greats of Bordeaux Moulis with Listrac. Why do I put these together, and why am I saying one's a great and one isn't a great? Here's the deal. Moulis and Listrac are two communes that don't face the Gironde River. They aren't abutting it, so they don't get the benefit of the warmth of the Gironde. However, one, Moulis, has different soil types from Listrac, and it also has a different history. Moulis has these amazing gravel soils that you will find in various communes, in Pauillac, in Margaux, in Saint-Julien, and Saint-Estèphe. And Listrac does not have that. Listrac has a lot of clay. I cover Moulis in depth, and Moulis is right next to Margaux. It has the same soil. This specific area from the Grand Pujol Plateau, you have wines like Chaspleen, Château Pujol, and you have Mocaillou. And these are outstanding chateaux that make wines that rival the wines that are in the main communes that have more prestige and status. If they were to redo the 1855 classification today, I don't have any doubt that those three would absolutely be included in the classification. They might even be fourth gross, maybe even third. These are spectacular wines. I will never forget when I went to Chaspleen and Jean-Pierre and Céline served me a 1961 Chaspleen. The wine was in a magnum. We had decanted it for several hours, and it was still so alive, so beautiful, just an insane, really great wine. So we can see that these wines have longevity, and as they are using an increasing amount of Cabernet Sauvignon because the weather is warming, and one of the bad things for Moulis, especially and Listrac, is that they were far away from the river and they had problems ripening. Now, they still have problems with frost, but they're not having problems ripening anymore, and there's more Cabernet being planted. These wines have longevity. They have lots of dimension and flavor. There's still plenty of clay in spots, so you're going to get great Merlot, some Cabernet Franc and Petit Verdot for spiciness, for floral notes. Just an amazing wine. Listrac is a different story. I cover in the second half of the show in a little bit less detail than Moulis. There are some fantastic wines coming out of Listrac. They are very affordable. They just don't have the staying power. They don't have the dimension or the depth of Moulis. So for that reason, I cover Moulis as one of the greats with Listrac. So you get both of them in the show, but really, hopefully by the end, you understand why I am making an argument that Moulis is the real great. The other thing I bring up in the show, which I want to say right now, my favorite podcast, the one that made me rethink about so many things in wine, in nature. I tore up my grass lawn after I visited Château Anthonic and Jean-Baptiste Cordier. It was such an important show for me and an important way for me to think about the earth, about sustainability, about and agroforestry, which is the main topic of the show. So make sure that you listen to that and then go back and listen to the show with Jean-Baptiste. That's Moulis. I hope you love the show. And if you have any questions or comments, you know how to find me. Cheers.